Hi, everyone. My name is Siobhan Lyon. You're very welcome to the Mind Blowing Podcast.
I'm Paul Gill, and today we're talking about the value of a smile.
Yes, and this is a very good one for me because I tend to smile a lot
Yeah.
for different reasons. So I remember doing a piece of work with a therapist a good number of years ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I'd say. I was doing a piece of work on myself, as you do for college. Most oral therapists will understand this. And he was saying to me about, smiling and everything and how I use my smile, some people would be angry at me and everything like that. And it was actually like a defense mechanism that I use.
It is.
And it's something that I never lost. Now, some people would say it's a positive defense, a positive asset or a positive thing to do. And other people would say it's negative or it's manipulative. I would be interested to know what people actually think about that, because I can see both sides.
See, I think, Siobhan, if it's a defensive strategy, how else are you going to defend yourself if you don't use that strategy? You have to
replace it with
a different strategy. And it's a very passive, nice strategy. You can smile.
Thank you very much.
So that would be disarming. That would be disarming.
Yeah.
And I think we learn to smile. We learn as babies. Like babies will smile and giggle, and we like them because they do that. We don't like them when they start bawling their heads off at 3 o'clock in the morning. But
I know, yeah.
But we learn to love our kids, smiley thing, and they learn to read that smile back from us, and they learn that smile is a good thing. So we were all kids at some stage. We've grown up now to realise that smiling is good.
I think that's definitely what happened with me, because I had loads of older brothers and sisters in my family, and they would have doted on me. So they were always playing with me and stuff when I was young, and I remember like laughing and giggling a lot and being tickled and being, hide and seek and lots of games with my older brothers and sisters, and they were all very, so adoring of me.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my smile started.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Because I was rewarded for that, and then of course, I suppose when we be out and about meeting people later on in life, it got me out of a lot of nasty situations that could have panned out nastily. I think my smile and my demeanour definitely served me well in different instances during my life.
But you said you benefit from a smile because you get the approval of the people that you are around, but then also from within it creates serotonin.
Oh yeah. There's loads of research on this actually.
And you feel good, and you use less muscles than when you frown.
That's right.
Frowning gives you the wrinkles.
Yeah.
And the smile. So internally it makes you feel a whole lot better, and then if people are smiling back at you, you feel a whole lot better.
Yeah.
And
contagion.
Yeah, and we learned this in school. You know what I mean? Like your teacher could just give you that look.
Stink eye.
Stink eye. Is that what you call it?
The stink eye. Yeah.
Yeah, you get that look. Yeah, you're in trouble look. Or your mother would give you that look. And it was disapproval, and you were in trouble. But I think too, we learn to appease the person who we are in trouble with through smiling.
Yeah.
We try to kind of, I'm small, I'm insignificant, you won't bother with me.
Yeah. I still do that.
Yeah.
It's really, really strange. It's like this learned behaviour.
Were you ever bullied?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well you learned that from that situation anyways.
Yeah. But I think nearly everybody has experienced bullying at some point in their life. I don't think any of us kind of get away from it. But I think you just learn to deal with it in different ways. And definitely my way of dealing with things would have been, to smile or be.
Yeah, I'm small, I'm harmless.
As possible,
alone.
Yeah.
I'm no threat to you.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I'm not a threat.
And you see people do that, and then sometimes you see people when they're speaking and they say something, they'll say something deliberate, and then they'll kind of tilt their head to one side and they'll smile. It's like they just landed something that you could have an issue with, or you might not accept, but they're kind of like, just accept that.
And then there's the opposite side of that. There's people who don't smile. I've met loads of people who are really stern, which is also a coping mechanism, but it's just the other way around. It's like, don't mess with me. So if you're a really scared person, then you become scary, or you become more staunch or stern, then people take, and that's actually another thing about that. I find that I used to find, I suppose, really, not so much since I gotten a bit older, but when I was young in business, because of my I suppose, leniency on the smile and having to smile a lot, people didn't take me seriously. And I would say a lot of people probably took advantage of me then
Yeah.
in business.
Well, is it that you can smile and just look silly? I don't know what's going on. It's
Yeah.
kind of a smile.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe that, or kind of like the stern person.
It's like you're easier pushed over or something like that.
Yeah.
Because you're in that demeanor that you were talking about, that, you know, I'm meek, you know, or I'm, you know, can't be angry at me because I'm such a happy person or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Please don't hit me over the head, whether you're physically.
The head of me.
Yeah.
Don't beat the head of me.
But I'm about saying the stern person isn't giving anything away.
Yeah.
So they're not betraying any of their emotions, whereas the smiler is. But the flip side of that then is where the stern person or a sinister person can give you that smile. You know, the mad smile. You know, that mad smile. And it's
an awful word to use.
It's like you see it in films,
Yeah,
like, you know, some serial killer who's that's it. Yeah.
Oh, The Shining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or something. Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that actor's name actually? He does a great job in that. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
That's him.
Did he become a father the other week?
Did he?
There's some actor and he's become it's Robert De Niro, sorry. Became a father at the age of 70 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's for another day. Definitely. But God, yeah, he was amazing. Like those parts, Jack Nicholson, you know.
Yeah.
That eerie kind of.
But isn't it? Do you ever, you know, these Halloween, you know, the white mask thing that they would have, or you have a Joker, or even that.
The Joker, yeah.
Yeah. What do you call the guy who? It's gone out of my head. Guy Fawkes mask. Kind of the smiles white, and the anonymous that hackers would have had those white masks, you know, and you'd see them at protest meetings. You can't be identified by everything. But it reminded me then of people who've got fear of clowns.
Yeah.
And the reason the fear of clowns is because the face is fixed in the smile, and they're not getting the reaction back from it that you should when you smile at somebody. They should smile back at you. Well, I should smile, and that's how you know if a smile isn't genuine. But a clown's face, because it's painted on, you don't get that reaction, that feedback, and then you don't know how to fix.
Oh, I've often had clients, I don't know about you before as well, but I've often had clients come into me and they would smile, but their eyes are just dead. You can see that they're really suffering with depression or anxiety.
Right.
They're so tormented in their face, you know. And it's really sad to see. They say the eyes are the window of your soul. You know, that really shows, you know, what's going on for you as a person and what's going on inside. And I've seen that most times. I've seen it in my own life.
Yeah.
So different times in my life where, you know, I've suffered with depression or anxiety or something like that. And really, it's nearly like you lose your soul or something, or something sucked out your soul. Did you ever see that film, Harry Potter?
Which one?
And they have, I don't know which one it is, but it's brilliant anyway, where they have all these tormentors, they call them.
Oh, yeah.
And they literally suck every good memory out of your body. It's nearly like they're drawing your soul out.
Yeah.
I would say that is depression. And I remember seeing them, what was the guy's name? He was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Robin Williams?
Robin Williams, oh my gosh. Somebody put a picture up on Facebook of him smiling and looking really happy. This is the face of depression. It was the depiction underneath, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. Because you go around faking it, don't you?
You do, but one of the things I hate is when you see that insincere smile. You just get the sun.
I've seen that.
I remember a certain member of the clergy, I'm going to say, person's long since dead, used to come around to the school, and he's smiling at that.
Yeah. With British teeth.
He wasn't in the slightest bit convincing or genuine in what he was talking about. He was, we were just just leave the hell and just let it out. And we were kind of stuck there with the smiling guy. And anyways, I hate that when you see that. Sometimes you see it in politicians.
Yeah.
If you watch politicians, we used to study politicians when I was studying hypnosis. We would watch them and put the sounds down, the volume down, so you couldn't hear what they were saying, but you just watched their body language, and then you'd be asked afterwards what we were talking about. what came across from their body language. And one of the interesting things I remember learning was that a lot of politicians are coached in how to control their hand movement and even their eye movement and their head movement. And one of the things they find it difficult to control is their feet, and that's why you stand behind the podium. Your feet will give you away.
We did this in when we were doing, I did a course on media studies and media training, and they tell you, if you hold a marker or something in your hand, it gives you confidence, because the podium is it's a barrier between you and the people who are out there judging you. Because if you're a politician, like, the world is judging you, really, people, they're always going to be looking at you to watch what your facial expressions are. So, I mean, if the slightest hint of this,
I hate podiums.
If that comes across.
I remember at my book launch years ago, they had a podium set up in the hotel and with people, and I was supposed to stand behind the podium, and I just thought, wow, I just got my phone, I went out and I started walking over back there. You see, I talk better when I walk. And I think better. Move. I like to move.
I like to move it.
And we put that team music with it.
We should actually.
But I can think better when I move. If you put me static behind the podium, I don't feel natural. I don't like it.
I kind of prefer to get behind it. I've done a couple of talks to big audiences. Like, I did one huge one that was over 1,000 people, and there was probably a couple of million tuned in around the world to the World Self-Harm Conference. I spoke at that, and I got in behind the podium, and I felt instantly more relaxed behind it. Because I felt like, you're so vulnerable. For me, I'm so vulnerable when you're out there.
I want to be outside the podium. I don't like it. Sometimes I don't like. I've done presentations and I've done talks on Zoom. I don't like it because you're sitting there, you're curtailed. You can't get up and walk around. And you tend to have a lot more stuff prepared and notes. And it's not as if you're reading off a script, but it's harder for me to do that, rather than being in a room or a space. And even with Zoom, like, I tend to move around a little bit. I'm trying to curtail myself here. But even that on Zoom, you have to kind of sit here, and the camera has to be exactly there, and to look into this, and it restricts me.
The smile phone.
It restricts me. See, really, and then the other thing is you can't see your audience a lot of the time. And you can't see if they're smiling back at you. And that can be challenging because you don't get the feedback. And like when I do plays and you're on stage and you can't see the audience, you might see the people in the front row vaguely, but the whole rest of the thing is dark. You're hoping that you have a good impact on what you're saying.
But you can't be sure.
But it's different too, because you're not delivering your own dialogue, you're delivering the playwright dialogue. So you then go, well, they'll find it funny, that's his problem. I'm just orating, I'm just saying the thing. And I remember the first time I read one of my poems, was written poetry and stuff like that, I had a thing. I was actually nervous, and I knew I was nervous. And I knew that I had a piece of paper in my hand, and I thought, that's shit. I'm never nervous. Why am I nervous? Because this is my stuff. If you don't like it, they're rejecting me.
That's it. That's the difference, isn't it?
No, it was received well.
Brilliant.
Happy about that. But I suppose doesn't a smile, like if you get a genuine smile from somebody, it imbues them with a sense of confidence. You feel that they're confident, and you kind of make a connection.
One of the things I would do with a lot of my clients who suffer with self-esteem issues or anxiety is encourage them to smile at themselves. Like a colleague of mine, actually, she has a great one, and I always use it with my clients ever since. When we were training, we used to be told to look in the mirror at yourself and say, I love you. Genuinely tell yourself that you love yourself. But one of my colleagues uses this trick, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. She says, when you're going by the mirror, look at yourself and go, not too bad.
How are you?
How's it going?
Looking good.
You're looking good today. And whether you feel it or you think it or not, the very act of doing that will actually raise your vibration. And that's really what it's about.
I know somebody who used to.
Better.
She had a problem looking in the mirror like that, doing the affirmation, I love myself, because the little voice in her head was saying, so what she used to do was she used to get some shaving foam or cream and put 2 pointy ears, and you you put filters or whatever, have a laugh at herself. Like she was not so much degrading herself, but she could have a laugh at herself and not take herself so seriously, and not get the negative affirmation kicking off in her head. They kind of go, you think you're brilliant, you think you're good looking, whatever. She was poking fun at herself. And humor and laughing is the next thing that comes after a smile, isn't it? Humor is a wonderful way. I think it's a good strategy.
Yeah.
And I think here in Ireland where we are, it's a good strategy to deal with things.
Songs
We
about
laugh
it even.
Yeah, even at funerals, people laughing and telling anecdotes about the deceased.
Yeah.
You know.
It helps people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like those. You ever see those funerals in Mississippi where they kind of suddenly break into jazz and music and
Oh, really?
I love
I've
them.
never seen them.
I remember seeing one. I was in a James Bond film when I was a kid, Living Like Mine. And there's a funeral cortege going down the street, and they're all somber, and they're beating the drum, and they're playing. So, and the next thing, you just break into this jazz thing, and everyone starts dancing.
Wow.
And it's like that's the way I want my funeral to be. Not that going anytime.
It's amazing because I do definitely think like all the research points towards, smiling and laughter helping people heal as well. There's loads of lovely research done around this,
I'll tell you something interesting, Siobhan.
So,
I remember reading about a study that was done back in the 1970s in some hospital in the States within the cancer wards. And back then, anybody with cancer was definitely a death sentence back then because we didn't have the advances in medicine that we do have now. And most cancers now can be treated or managed. But back then, the psychologists went into wards and said, people sitting up in bed. Literally, some of them had days or weeks to live, and they're smiling. And they went into those wards and they did reverse anger management with those people. So anger management is where you take an angry person and you teach them how to be pacified. Reverse anger management is where you take somebody who's pacified and teach them to be angry. So they got those people out of the wards, got them to break things, break dishes, smash windows, hit things with hammers, shout, roar, expletives. And in something like 70% of cases, or 70, the cancer went into spontaneous remission.
Wow.
Now, isn't that interesting? That's I remember hearing that or reading that somewhere. So if somebody wants to look it up and say some hospital in the 60s and 70s. But if that is true, it does definitely show the mind-body connection and how your demeanor. So sometimes when we bottle stuff up, it goes stagnant or off on the inside.
Yeah.
And that's what
causes
the disease causes disease.
Yeah. That's what they say. And then we try to self-medicate sometimes with food or gambling or alcohol or whatever it is. You put other stuff down on top of it. But really, I think we do have the ability to heal ourselves. I watched the movie of The Secret. A lot of people have actually seen that now or read the book. And there's a lady in that who got breast cancer. And what she did was, she didn't have any medical treatments. Of course, I'm not condoning this or suggesting that anybody do that. But what she did was, she just brought joy into her life. She watched happy movies. There was only laughter in her life. And every day she said she was so happy and grateful now that her body was completely healing itself. And she actually healed herself.
I know somebody,
amazing.
I'm going to say her name because she was in my head this morning for some reason. I interviewed her on the radio years and years ago. Her name was Linda, and she got thyroid cancer. And her thyroid was kind of small. She went to the doctor, and we're going to have to go down an operation. But she was very much into her spirituality and the body can heal. And she said, look, I appreciate that you're looking at it from a medical point of view, but this has happened for a reason. So I need to discover why this has happened. What is happening inside of me. So she said, I'm going to go off on a journey. And then I'm going to come back. She went off. I think she traveled the world to South America, shamans, or whatever. A huge amount of work on herself. Yeah. And then she came back, went into the surgery, and said, oh, you'll be dead by now. You examined the thing, and the thing had died.
Wow.
The tumor had died. And she's still alive today.
Fabulous.
And I think that's an illustration where she took responsibility. She wasn't rejecting the medical intervention because it's important. She kind of said, I need to do this first. Because there's a reason why my body has reacted and is acting up like this. It's not just a random thing.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. I've known loads of people in my life that are just the loveliest people, so quiet, and then they get cancer and they die really quickly and everybody's really shocked. Such a lovely man, such a lovely woman, they never said boo to anybody. But I think they were just swallowing back all that anger. They never expressed themselves. They never let it out.
I heard somebody saying that again. I don't know how accurate it is. The angry people don't get cancer. I don't know. I don't know when you can say that. I remember
that saying from years ago that you can't kill a bad thing.
Yeah.
So if somebody is very out there with their anger and their rage and everything, don't like you, but they're
And I
good
suppose
for
that's why we're both still here. You
I
can't
think
tell
that's why
that.
we're so healthy. It's
We're-
either because we're expressing our rage correctly or we're smiling all the time. So
With that fake smile,
So
we're going to
happy.
wrap this up.
Yeah.
We will talk to you soon.
thanks, comment and share and like us, all that kind of stuff.
all that
That'll
kind of
help us get on.
What
And of
she
course,
said.
if you have any like other like little stories yourself or any comments or anything you think about it, let us
Give
know.
it to
We'd
us.
love to read your feedback, guys, and hear what's happening in your life. Okay, thanks for listening.
Bye.